I'm Dan Johnson. I'm the president and CEO at Catholic Eldercare. I've been here going on 7 years now. I love the theme, small steps, big strides. Everything starts with small steps. And the aggregate of many small steps makes for a large impact. We encourage staff to appreciate the fact that they are one of a larger number, all making a significant contribution to someone in our care every day. One of the small steps are the things that we do to recognize needs that people have. Even the things that would just simply be appreciated. They're not asking for it, they're not expecting it, but it's so appreciated. And that can range anywhere from just a quick hug, pausing for a minute just to listen to a story, knowing how someone likes their meal presented. They're small things, but they all add up to a wonderful experience. And I think that's what draws people to Catholic Eldercare.
I'm Patty Theobald, and my aunt, Mary Demanik, she lives here. She's lived here for about 4 years now. She's been very happy living here ever since she moved.
What I like about here is in the neighborhood. And there's houses and children and flowers and trees.
They always have something going on every day. You walk into the elevator and there's a list of things for the day that's happening. So I'm very happy she can keep busy, and she enjoys that.
My parents worked on a carnival. That was a sight for me as a kid. One of the things is that when you work on the carnival, and I was at this point, I was a teenager, and so you try to get the crowd to come into your game parlor, or whatever you want to call it. So I was pretty good at that because I talk a lot, and so one of the things is I would get out and say, "All right, tell you what I'm going to do. For 1 quarter, 1/4 of a dollar bill, watch Fifi, the dancing girl. She walks, she talks, she crawls on her belly like a reptile." Okay?
Dwayne's a very social guy, and he participates easily in whatever activities they have going on, which they really appreciate.
They play bingo a lot. They play all kinds of games.
I think it was last week or so they took all the folks over to a program over in North Minneapolis that they have that are folks that sing and dance and do performances. Well, Dwayne, in one of his inspirational moments, got up on the stage and started doing the twist. And he had so much fun.
Catholic Eldercare is seated in a wonderful community. Northeast Minneapolis. It's a collaborative effort, us with the community, to make those small steps turn into big strides.
Catholic Eldercare has positively impacted her because it's kept her in her neighborhood that she's very used to and where she grew up.
One of the, I think, really fun ways that this happens, these small steps, is through our volunteer program. Sometimes volunteering involves just simply sitting and reading a book to someone who can no longer read by themselves. That's the small step, is reading the next chapter and then the next chapter.
My mother was a resident here at Catholic Eldercare for about 2 to 3 years. That was about 10 years ago, almost exactly 10 years ago. She was mentally very with it. She was limited physically because of her arthritis, but there weren't any limits on her mental capabilities. So she enjoyed making friends here. Mother had a kind of an understated, very peaceful smile. It's not that she couldn't laugh and hoot it up, but that smile stayed until she died. And I think that's a credit to Catholic Eldercare as well. So we don't have to do big things to make a difference. Sometimes just pouring coffee and juice is pretty small for most of us, right? But it means a lot for somebody who can't do it. I was always aware of the people here, both the staff and the volunteers, that were doing things for the residents. This was a good place for her. And so it's a chance to give something back. So.
Staff make all the difference in the world. The staff that we look for are those that have a commitment to the value of simply being kind and compassionate to those around them.
The staff is amazing, and they're all so kind and welcoming.
All of the staff are wonderful people, and they have very good chefs. The food is very good. It's easy to gain weight
When I ask him, I say, well, what did you have for lunch? He almost always remembers, which is an accomplishment. But I think what happens is that instead of just he and I having lunch, he's eating, with a group of people. And I think the social contact just makes it so much more enjoyable.
It's kept her busy in many ways, both socially, physically, emotionally. She's very stimulated here.
My favorite nurse is Nicole. She does my medications. Comes and does that every Tuesday, and then orders if we need some. She's so kind, and you can call her anytime and she'll come up and see you, or you can go down to her office and see her down there.
We have a very close relationship. She's gone through a lot of health changes, especially in the past year, and I think, her having that trust in me to help her through that has really drawn us closer together. I know one thing I really enjoy is, especially when it's meal times, I'd say at least once a day we're walking through and we see everybody, and just saying, hi to each client really helps them to get to know us as well. I think it's very important for all of our staff to work together. It takes everybody to work together to make sure everybody's taken care of.
Barriella was on the staff at the time my mother was here, and in her last several years of living here, last couple of years living here, I got to know Barriella because she would visit my mother and do her work stuff, but she would also kind of show up and they would have conversations about being a registered nurse. My mother was a registered nurse and Barriella was studying at the time, so they kind of established a relationship different from the normal resident-staff relationship, and I remembered that. And then I recognized her when she walked in the dining room a couple of weeks ago, or maybe my second time here. So
Catholic Eldercare has a family atmosphere, and you can see that most of the residents, they know each other from maybe high school that was here sometimes. It was such a family atmosphere that anytime you come to work, you feel like you're at home.
she connected well with staff like Barriella, and there were personal relationships being established as well as just resident and staff person.
Coming here and interacting with other people really helps Dwayne to continue to be social. He's a very social guy. This was really important for him to have this contact with people.
All those small steps lead to large strategic directions. Last year, about this time, we opened our Transitional Care Center, something that we felt was very much needed in Northeast Minneapolis. We have tried to present in the TCU a lovely, brand new, state-of-the-art facility with excellent care connected to everything else that our continuum offers. We think that's a real asset and a draw, a positive contribution to the growing downtown community. We have so many projects underway attempting to improve what we do. Small steps, each one of them, but on the whole will make a difference. We plan to break ground sometime later this fall. An independent apartment community for older adults, 62 and older. It will have a variety of services and supports that we believe will enable you to live the way you want to, where you want to. Things like dining and housekeeping, healthcare services, a wellness focus, community spaces that will allow you to be together and enjoy that, and to have friends and family in. And also a very thoughtful strategy for how to access you to the wonderful, rich experiences this community and downtown has to offer. We want you to have it all. You're going to want to live here.
I would recommend Catholic Eldercare because of the kind people, the very wonderful servers, the wonderful aides, and the good cook.
Catholic Eldercare has given the family the comfort that we know that Mary is taken care of.
I would recommend Catholic Eldercare. In fact, I've already done that. I attend a support group for folks who have a partner who's been diagnosed with some cognitive impairment. And I've told them about Dwayne's experience and my experience at Catholic Eldercare, and I have recommended it to them. I emphasize how it's wonderful because of the activities they have. So yes, I definitely would recommend it, and I have recommended it to other folks.
When you take small steps like that, those that are a part of your community, your staff, the families, those that live with you in the community, those that participate in the programs, the volunteers, those that visit, everyone that takes pride in what's going on. We belong to the community. They take pride in that, and so do we. Everybody feels good. Everybody finds a measure of deeper satisfaction in what they're doing. Everything floats a little higher. It's a great day when you can bring that to people who are a part of your life.